Once again, bringing you North Alabama at its best. I'm Sedona Meadows, welcoming you to the FOX54 Week in Review. Here's what's ahead for you in the next half hour. Is Orbit, the Huntsville bus system, on the right path to grow in time with the city? City leaders are turning to you for input. A group of North Alabamians traveled to another portion of the state to make sure residents get themselves registered to vote. We speak with one of them about this important step in the democratic process. And there was a lot of partying going on in the Rocket City this past week. Along with a look at Oktoberfest, we'll show you the Cultura Festival, held in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. But we'll start with Joe Davis Stadium, fresh on the heels of the stadium's complete overhaul as the new home of the Huntsville City Football Club. Comes plans for an all-new mixed-use development as the Joe's new neighbors.
Joe Davis Stadium opened its doors in May of 2023 and is home to Huntsville City FC. And by 2026, there'll be a lot more to see and do. The project is called Stadium Commons and will occupy the former Hollywood 18 and Century Plaza office complex between Drake Avenue and Johnson Road.
Plan would commit 100 hotel rooms, 70,000 square feet of retail, 25,000 square feet of office, a minimum of 408 spaces in a structured parking garage, and a multifamily project shown there in yellow of 200 units.
The project is expected to generate $32.5 million in new taxes and a $22 million net return on investment over 10 years.
So the 10-year tax return is a little over $19 million. Construction taxes on the development is just under $1.5 million. So you add all that up. After we pay our lease, the net positive new cash flow from the development is still just under $22 million.
The project consists of 3 phases.
This is a 3-phase project. Actually, the multifamily is the last phase. So depending on market, there is opportunity for that to change. More hospitality, more office. Okay. The first phase of the project focuses on the parking garage and this portion of retail. And phase 2 is the hotel and some of this frontage, and then this is actually some new office space and renovating some of the existing Century Plaza. And then the yellow, the multifamily, is the last phase.
Construction will begin in mid-2024. For Fox 54 News, I'm Ken McCoy.
All right, fresh fruits and veggies can make such a big difference for us in living a healthy lifestyle, but produce can be expensive. It's why Public Supermarkets and Food Bank of North Alabama teamed up to ensure all families have access to this food. For Hunger Action Month, hundreds of people gathered in the parking lot of Huntsville Family Health Center and Food Bank of North Alabama to take their pick of fruits and veggies, produce coming straight from one of the Public's funded mobile food pantries.
A lot of people don't have access to reliable transportation, and a lot of people don't live very close or convenient to a grocery store. So if we could bring that grocery store closer to them, it gives us an opportunity to, to help work on that food insecurity in those rural areas or in just areas where people don't have access to reliable transportation.
Just this year, we received $225,000 from Publix alone, and they've been donating a truckload of produce like what we're seeing here today every other week.
Yeah, that access is important. Well, according to Food Bank of North Alabama, nearly 1 out of every 4 children in the area live at risk of hunger. Today, the Public Supermarket president says using mobile food pantries like this one is only the beginning. They hope to soon reach communities at least 5 days a week.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion carries.
In Thursday night's council meeting, the city approved an amended increase to Huntsville utility water rates.
I appreciate being able to work with Council President Meredith. He made it clear that he was looking for an opportunity to limit the exposure to the low usage customers and average customers, and he was not alone in this.
The approved residential rates are as follows. First 3,000 gallons, $1.70 per 1,000 gallons. On the high usage end, 12,000 gallons, $4.96 per 1,000 gallons. All sprinklers, $4.96 per 1,000 gallons. And also, an additional availability rate increase was made to the 5/8-inch meters to go from $12.34 a month to $14. So those families who use an average amount of water, 4,400 gallons, will see an increase monthly from $18.72 to $23.59. The proposed changes would generate $16.3 million in new revenue.
I think all water systems are undergoing similar cost competitive pressures, but it does give us more distance for an average customer than our other peers.
Both Councilman Keith and Councilwoman Robinson asked if there was any risk to a proposed water rate increase in the near future.
I will do everything, and I know my staff will do everything to live within this rate increase for the next 5 years.
Kelly says the new rate may not go into effect on October 1st as originally proposed, but more than likely in November due to a billing software update that would be needed. For Fox 54 News, I'm Ken McCoy.
Also discussed at last night's meeting was the proposed hands-free ordinance. There was a lot of heated discussion on whether or not the ordinance would pass. One area of focus coming from Councilmember Devin Keith, saying that there needs to be some form of burden of proof in order to pull someone over for using their phone while driving.
This is something that we're passing that I completely agree with. But because there's no process nor burden of proof on the police officers, it is at the discretion of a police officer to do that.
Well, due to the back and forth in the meeting, the council decided to hold off deciding on the ordinance until the September 28th meeting. All right, let's take you over to Morgan County, where the sheriff's office, they're looking for more people to join their team. Our Sedona Meadows spent the day there with a look at what goes into these positions.
Well, just as many places are hiring here in North Alabama, so is Morgan County Sheriff's Office. They're looking to fill positions for corrections officers, and they say it takes a unique individual to do this job.
It's basically law enforcement, EMT, and pro wrestler, all wrapped in one at times.
Mike Swafford, the public information officer for Morgan County Sheriff's Office, says just as other law enforcement agencies are struggling to fill certain positions, so are they.
It's just hard to get people, keep people. And it's a battle that other places, other agencies share as well. Not as many people are signing up to be in law enforcement or want to work in a jail. Not everybody wants to do it, or not everybody could do it.
Swafford says they're always looking for 10 to 15 corrections officers.
If we didn't have corrections officers, it'd be chaos. Because we have 750 inmates that have to be monitored and maintained 24 hours a day.
He shares corrections officers take on a lot of responsibilities for both the facility as well as the safety of the inmates.
They're charged with the care, custody, and control of the facility. And that means making sure that inmates aren't harming other inmates, making sure that things aren't being brought into the jails aren't supposed to be here.
They have 2 corrections officer job listings on their website showing a base pay of $17.30 an hour, which is an increased rate since previous years. Swafford encourages individuals who meet the qualifications and have an interest in this field to apply.
You have to be thick-skinned. It's about being civic-minded, wanting to give back to the community, wanting to be part of the community.
They're also looking to hire some deputy sheriffs, but Swafford wants to emphasize that although there are shortages in these positions,
none of the shifts run short. It involves other people picking up shifts. It involves overtime. But as far as the jail itself, it's staffed. Every shift that's here is fully staffed.
We've got more information on fox54.com. At Morgan County Sheriff's Office, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News.
Students at Scottsboro High School are getting a true taste of financial literacy thanks to Redstone Federal Credit Union. Redstone held a ribbon cutting this morning to celebrate the opening of its branch inside the school. Our Jasmine Bird shows us how students are the ones counting and earning the money.
So not a lot of people think about, I need to know financial literacy until you just have to know it.
Scottsboro High School students are getting ahead of the game in the area of finances.
I feel like it's overlooked. Like, once you get out of high school, you just get thrown in straight into the real world.
Redstone says students are gaining real-life experience, improving their financial literacy, and earning money while training.
Being a teller here and learning about how everything goes on here has helped me a lot with managing my own finances and helping my parents and my family with their finances.
Scottsboro is the 8th high school credit union run by the students, and Redstone encourages their development.
We are hiring after they graduate, they go to college. We've been hiring a lot of them back when they said, hey, I like the credit union movement, and I understand it, and they want to make a career and not find a job.
Redstone also says a course in financial literacy will soon be a graduation requirement for Alabama students.
I feel like I have the advantage now that I'm learning it now. When I get thrown into the real world, I'll know a lot more and have the advantage on a lot of aspects in life.
In Scottsboro, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.
On this misty mountaintop of Montesano,
we're just surrounded by beauty.
Artists and art lovers emerge.
There's so many elements to the medium.
Whether it be drawing or painting.
Basically just drawing as a little bitty kid.
I want a good design on my painting, and then really to have fun and to play and not to be afraid.
Or woodworking.
Woodworking is something that's endless of what you can create.
There's a space for every different art form.
They are something that's very substantial to any growing economy. We just always want to make sure that we do our part in highlighting that and highlighting those artists that make it so special.
Each with a unique style.
Everything that we do is basically done by hand with a scroll saw. And we do everything from cut the trees down on my own property. We do mill work with my sawmill, do boards, dry boards, and then we up to the finished product, which we do everything from start to finish.
I go up on the mountain and just look at the light, look at the day, and I often do smaller studies, and then I'll come back into my studio and paint larger ones.
I might be right here painting, I'll step way over here and look at it and come back, paint, step way back over there and look at it. And that gives me a different perspective.
But one thing is the same. They encourage every artist to pursue their passion.
Never give up. Keep striving forward. If you make an error, it makes you learn more.
Know your value.
I meet so many younger artists or older artists that want to sell their work, and I encourage them. Huntsville has these 2 fabulous shows that are very well organized and just wonderful people, and put your work out there.
We hope they find either a renewed passion for the art, continued passion, or just a newfound.
This new soda flavor is supposed to taste like the future. Coca-Cola is introducing a futuristic limited edition soda called Y3000. The company says the drink was co-created with human and artificial intelligence. Researchers gathered data on what people think the future tastes like. They then used AI to help determine flavor pairings and profiles for the drink. The company says AI was also used to create the soda's label design. The zero sugar soda will be available in the U.S.
Well, you know, we're gonna taste it.
We've got to. It's right in front of us.
Taste it.
Now this is the Coke Zero.
I have regular Coke.
And I'm not a big Coke Zero person. Are you just gonna?
I'm just gonna watch because, you know, somebody's gotta live to tell the tale.
I'm a little nervous for this Coke Zero one because I don't drink Coke Zero.
It's like fruity.
A fruity Coke, so like a cherry Coke or?
No, like, hold on.
I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's like,
I don't know what the fruit is. It's like fruity though. It's good. I would prefer a McDonald's Coke, but it's good. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the.
I don't know.
Sounds like
I don't
AI's
know.
got you guys on the ropes trying to, you know, your thoughts.
Yeah, I guess so.
It reminds me of Easter.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't really know what this reminds me of. I really taste the Coke, honestly.
We taste the future.
We taste the
in
future.
This bottle, and we saw the drone explosion in the year 3000.
Yeah.
B2 EDI, first down Friday night.
It's everything high school football every Friday night.
The highlights, the bands, and oh yes, the fans.
FOX54 Sports has the Tennessee Valley covered.
We're bringing you the latest scores, all the big plays, touchdowns, and much, much more.
We are your home team for high school football.
Watch B2 EDI First Down Friday night on Fox 54. Sponsored by Whataburger, your community health mart pharmacy, and We Genesis. Now, Fox 54 Top Teacher, sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
Sweet, a dream teacher, a true blessing. All these words and more to describe this next teacher we're about to meet. She teaches kindergarten in Madison, and her energy for education is what's taking her students far. Here's this week's top teacher from Rainbow Elementary School, Rachel Nelson.
Welcome. GJ, can you come help me find? Yes. To Rachel Nelson's kindergarten class.
I've taught 5th grade, 1st grade, and pre-K. Wow. Kindergarten's my favorite.
And for 4 years, her favorite grade is what she's taught.
There's just so much about kindergarten. They're just little sponges. They pick up everything. They love coming to school. You just see the light bulbs go off.
Nelson knows just how important it is to be a teacher at this stage.
Kindergarten is the foundation year for building that love for learning and instilling a love for learning. Just sets the scene for the rest of their career, and it's just so great. I love being a kindergarten teacher.
Her principal, Carl Fernandez, can tell she loves what she does.
Miss Nelson, since I've been here, this is my 3rd year at Rainbow Elementary as principal, and she has always been very, very passionate about what she does in the classroom, but she has a very down-to-earth and positive attitude.
However, Nelson does understand the challenges her students face.
A lot of them come in just knowing it's a blank slate, and so seeing all those little light bulbs go off throughout the year and seeing where they end up at the end of the year is just amazing.
And she knows teachers can have their challenges too.
So I think it's a hard time right now to be a teacher. There's a lot of challenges that we face in education, support-wise.
But there's something on the other side of those challenges.
But it is just the most rewarding experience.
I just love her bubbly energy. Congratulations, Rachel. If you know someone like her, go ahead and nominate them as top teacher on FOX54.com. Huntsville City Schools is introducing a more virtual way for students to learn math and science. The district is one of the first school systems across the country to roll out Prism's virtual reality tech. This new tech lets students see how cells work, visit new cities, and even get real-life scenarios to practice their math and science skills.
It was just cool. I mean, this is where the kids are at. This is what they're doing with the video games. And to be able to do this with an educational tool will greatly enhance their desire to want to learn more, because they're going to want to have that, they're going to want to use that technology.
Well, all Huntsville City middle schools will get a classroom VR set, and high schools will get multiple sets for students to use. Students at Scottsboro High School are getting a true taste of financial literacy thanks to Redstone Federal Credit Union. Redstone held a ribbon cutting this morning to celebrate the opening of its branch inside the school. Our Jasmine Bird shows us how students are the ones counting and earning the money.
So not a lot of people think about, I need to know financial literacy, until you just have to know it.
Scottsboro High School students are getting ahead of the game in the area of finances.
I feel like it's overlooked. Like, once you get out of high school, you just get thrown in straight into the real world.
Redstone says students are gaining real-life experience, improving their financial literacy, and earning money while training.
Being a teller here and learning about how everything goes on here has helped me a lot with managing my own finances and helping my parents and my family with their finances.
Scottsboro is the 8th high school credit union run by the students, and Redstone encourages their development.
We are hiring after they graduate, they go to college. We've been hiring a lot of them back when they said, hey, I like the credit union movement, and I understand it, and they want to make a career and not find a job.
Redstone also says a course in financial literacy will soon be a graduation requirement for Alabama students.
I feel like I have the advantage now that I'm learning it now. When I get thrown into the real world, I'll know a lot more and have the advantage on a lot of aspects in life.
In Scottsboro, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.
All eyes are on the general election next year, and today is an important reminder of our civic duty, and that is to vote. Our Jasmine Bird is live in the studio, and Jasmine, you have a bit more on the significance of today.
That's right, Kanisha. It's National Voter Registration Day, celebrated every September, and has quickly gained momentum since it was first observed in 2012. According to the U.S. Census data from 2020, as many as 1 in 4 eligible Americans are not registered to vote. Research shows that every year, millions of Americans find themselves unable to vote because they miss a registration deadline, don't update their registration, or aren't sure how to register. And National Voter Registration Day efforts are designed to ensure every eligible voter has the opportunity to vote.
We just really want to make sure that we don't just do days like today to check our status. We encourage people to go online at least once a month and check your status. We know that voter purging is one of the top forms of people getting to the polls and realizing that they are no longer active, and by then it's too late.
And another thing to note is if you're in the state of Alabama and you have a valid Alabama state ID, you can also go online and register to vote.
Well, a new care closet is open for students at Hazel Green Elementary. The care closet provides clothes, shoes, toiletries, and school supplies for children in need. The school has comfort items too for students who are in transition, such as going into foster care or if they've had an emergency situation. Seems like luggage and pajamas are also provided for students.
Students who do not have their basic needs met are going to be students who are distracted in the classroom, and we risk losing their potential when we do not provide for those basic needs. And so that's what we're trying to do, is level the playing field.
All right, well, leaders say every student, no matter the socioeconomic background, has an equal opportunity to receive a great education. Huntsville Transit is looking to improve the rider experience, but in order to do that, they need your help. Our Ken McCoy tells us how you can help.
All right, so Huntsville Transit Management says that they're nothing without the public that they serve, and they are looking into ways to help enhance the rider experience.
So back at the beginning of the year, we completed a transit improvement plan study, and during that plan, some recommendations were made.
Huntsville Transit is looking to improve the quality of service.
During that plan, some recommendations were made by our consultants to make our rides, to change some of our routes to make them more efficient, to make them perform on time, and then also to reduce rider times. And so we are starting to implement some of those recommendations. So the routes that we're looking to change are routes 1, which is our Bronze Springs route, route 4, which is our University route, and route 2, which is our Patton Road route.
But before making those changes, they are looking for help from the public.
Our riders are who we serve, and that's who the service is for, so we want to make sure that we're not doing anything that's going to have a negative impact on them.
Outside of the route changes, Huntsville Transit is looking to improve the rider experience in other ways.
So we will add some shelters to current stops. We will relocate some stops and put shelters and or benches there. Some stops will just have signs.
And Sunday service is still a possibility.
They did also recommend that we implement Sunday service, and so we've included the cost of implementation in our most recent budget that council will vote on at the next meeting. And then once they approve it, then we will look to start service probably about halfway through the next fiscal year.
And more jobs could come as a result.
We will need some additional drivers to operate our buses on Sundays since we don't currently offer that service. So we'll look to hire some new drivers to cover those shifts once we do start operating on Sundays.
Route changes will go into effect on October 4th and only impact Orbit shuttles. For Fox 54 News, I'm Ken McCoy.
Hearing is a huge part of our everyday lives, but some individuals may not hear as well, and the cost of hearing aids can soar into the thousands. It's why the nonprofit Hearing the Call Rocket City works to provide hearing health care to income-eligible adults. Our Sedona Meadows shares more on what they're all about.
Today at Alabama Hearing Associates, patients have been given a gift.
Alrighty, can you hear me right now?
I can hear you loud.
The minute you turn them on, you get this bright smile, and all of a sudden, I'm connected with the world again, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Through the business's nonprofit Hearing the Call Rocket City, which is an extension of the national nonprofit Hearing the Call, and in partnership with the Enable of Madison County, they're able to provide hearing aids and hearing health care to low-income patients.
They get to meet the audiologist, and we check their ears to make sure they're clear, and we run a hearing test. And the key here is we treat them just like we treat every one of our patients, no different.
This affordable care is geared towards individuals and families with incomes up to 250% of the federal poverty level.
If, finances are a concern, look at Hearing the Call Rocket City and get online, click the post, fill out the application, and see if we can't help in some way.
Although this is not a free clinic, these income-eligible adults pay a small fee for their brand new hearing devices and give back through volunteer hours in the community. The mission is to ensure everyone gets access to proper hearing health care.
Our core belief is that everybody deserves to be able to hear. And hearing is what connects us to each other and to our communities and to the world.
Listening to the joy of hearing in Huntsville, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News. Music, dancing, food, all in celebration of Hispanic culture.
My mom's side, with being Guatemalan, he is fully Mexican.
Right here in the Rocket City.
I moved here about 8 years ago from Miami. I am Latina, and I never really saw events like this happen in Huntsville. And I thought it was important to have representation in the community.
Melissa Rodriguez with Revel Events organized this Cultura Festival here in Huntsville for the second year in a row, bringing Latin vendors and music artists together.
We have Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Brazil, I mean a variety, from all over. And it was important for people to understand that we are here in Huntsville and we represent, a very small minority, but we're definitely here to stay.
This year they've added a new component to the festival.
We thought, let's collaborate with Cultura and bring a wellness aspect to it.
The Wellness Village are social sectors, social programs that are offered to maybe families that don't have that or don't have the capacity to reach them.
We really want health and wellness for all, but we also want to be able to share a lot of this information in Spanish.
And bringing everyone together is really what this festival is all about.
It's nice to see not just Hispanics as well, but just everyone from every culture and race, celebrating our culture.
Chrislyn and Javier, who both grew up in North Alabama, wanted to bring their daughter to this event as part of their mission, raising her to
love who she is and where she came from. Because even though, we grew up here, there's such a beautiful culture to embrace.
And although this is a one-day event, showing support for Hispanic culture in all cultures can happen every day.
The way the world is today, we just got to learn that we love each other and respect each other's cultures. That's the most important thing.
I see so many people laughing and having a great time. They're eating, they're dancing, they're learning about different cultures, all in a really peaceful, happy, family fun. And that's what Huntsville is about, and that's why I love this city so much.
Well, this weekend marks the 26th annual Oktoberfest on Redstone Arsenal. Our Sedona Meadows and Jordan Dressman were out there this evening and shows us a look at the fun.
So somehow I managed to get Jordan to do fun things with me, and I'm so excited to show the public what we did here at the festival tonight.
I would call it forcibly enlisted. I am not here of my own free will, so if anybody feels the need to check in on me, please do.
Don't listen to anything he just said. Just check it out. Just check out what we're gonna. Just check out all the fun we're gonna show to you right now.
Oktoberfest here on the Arsenal comes back every year, welcoming people with food, music, beer, and most of all, fun.
We might drop the phone.
It's a time for the public to connect with each other as well as those who work on the Arsenal.
Our opportunity to really integrate with the community and grow together with Huntsville.
And a place to get a taste for the unique food you've been missing.
She got cotton candy, which is not near as exciting, and I'll happily make fun of Sedona for that. But see, I have a lovely German plate here that I am happy to show off.
Here's my cotton candy.
An ability to just be a kid.
There's a lot of employees that live and work on Redstone Arsenal, and every once in a while we have to let our hair down and have a really good time with Oktoberfest.
Do you feel tall up there?
I feel taller than you, but whether I'm dressed as a corn dog or not, I'm always taller than you.
You're right.
This is happening all weekend long. $15 gets you general admission. $25 total gets you admission as well as unlimited rides. And this is a cash-only venue. Oh, and while you're here, you can show off your soccer skills.
Yeah, bullseye!
Or, well, at least some of us are able to.
That was great!
Your soccer skills
weren't great, and that's okay.
Yeah, they're not great.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you lost.
But I won tonight because you had fun.
I did indeed have fun.
Well, anyway, you guys got to come out here. It's going on all weekend. It's lots of fun. So, at Oktoberfest with the Jordan Dressman, Sedona Meadows, FOX54 News. It wouldn't be Oktoberfest if we didn't do a little bit of a taste test. Now, I can't eat anything that's in that. So I got cotton candy.
She got cotton candy, which is not near as exciting, and I'll happily make fun of Sedona for that. But see, I have a lovely German plate here that I am happy to show off.
Here's my cotton candy.
It's upside down, Sedona.
It's okay.
It's got, you can get a whole German plate though. It's got a bratwurst, a pickle, a dinner roll. Potato salad, and sauerkraut.
Everything you could ever want.
It comes with all of the standard fare. Now, of course, there are other things you can purchase here in the name of beverages, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. Obviously, if you're going to get an alcoholic beverage, you should enjoy that responsibly. because that's the best move. And I mean that, you know, responsibly, like don't drink and drive and all that, and be responsible when getting on the rides.
Absolutely.
You know?
But there's a lot of cool stuff. There's French fries, there's funnel cakes, there's ice cream.
There's literally something for everybody.
And as you can tell, Jordan and I had a lot of fun at Oktoberfest. And although I didn't try the traditional bratwurst and instead opted for traditional carnival food, Jordan and other attendees did not shy away from enjoying the German cuisine. You can see more shorts like that one on our station Instagram and YouTube pages for more of the lighter moments you may have missed from our newscasts. Don't forget, B2EDI presents First Down Friday night, our high school football highlights show. Repeats alongside this program, weekends on Fox 54 Plus. Available for free on your Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices. Also, check out Save & Show Sundays and Mondays, streaming on Fox 54 Plus as well. For now, this has been the Fox 54 Week in Review. For the whole team, I'm Sedona Meadows. See you next time.